everyone, welcome back. Welcome if you are new. Olivia here with Olivia's Romantic Home YouTube channel, and in today's video I cannot wait to share with you 6 DIY Dollar Tree Valentine's Day spring decor crafts. So this is episode 10 in my huge home sweet home series. In this series I want to share with you guys how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a budget and also bring your home joy and comfort through these winter months into spring. So without further ado, go ahead and plug in your glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting.
I found this beautiful floral on the Pottery Barn website. It was over $100, but I knew we could replicate it using some Dollar Tree supplies. So for the first Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take these cute little boxes that I made some candy bouquets in over the Christmas holidays. Definitely check out that video if you guys didn't see that one. But I'm going to go ahead and chalk paint them white with some Waverly white chalk paint, and then I'm just going to hot glue some styrofoam to the bottom of the box, and then I'm taking some spring florals that I had left over from last season. I actually found these beautiful flowers at a garage sale last season. I was so excited to find them. I'm clipping them off at their stems. I'm adding a tiny bit of hot glue just to make sure that they don't go anywhere. Also, Dollar Tree has some really beautiful roses out right now. I'm trying to use what I already have in my stash, so I'm just going every other one. I used a large rose in the center, and then I'm using the smaller roses around the base of the floral to kind of create that really pretty fresh bouquet look. And here is how it looks. Now I am adding these to my mantle, which I cannot wait to share with you guys what I'm doing in my living room for a Valentine's Day spring look. I went ahead and made 2 of these, and oh my goodness, you guys, it is making my heart smile to have some really pretty kind of vibrant spring colors in my living room. After the holiday, I just needed kind of some more pastels, so I used some of this thrift store greenery and I lined my mantle with it, added some hearts and these beautiful bouquets, and I think it looks fabulous. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to do a repaint on this super adorable little red truck. So I'm using some white Waverly chalk paint. Again, I get this at Walmart. You can also grab just white craft paint. The apple barrel craft paint works pretty good. I do love the Waverly chalk paint, and I'll tell you why. I only needed 1 coat for this to kind of coat it, so I'm adding the white chalk paint first, and then I'm going to add like a pale pink overlay. I want to make it a little pink truck. Now don't freak out if you guys love the little red truck. I do too. I actually picked up 2 of these signs so I could have one to kind of do a repaint on, and then one just left in its original form. So I'm just going around the entire truck with the Waverly chalk paint, and you guys can see I don't have the most steady hand. I do have neuropathy in my hands and feet, so I think over the years I really noticed that my hands don't paint as well as they used to. Give yourself some grace. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm adding in just some blush pink paint that I found at Walmart. This is the apple barrel craft paint. It's less than 50 cents, and I'm just adding that even kind of while that chalk paint was a little bit wet, because I kind of wanted to almost have this ethereal ombre effect, if that makes sense. So I'm just adding an overlay over that, and I just painted the truck base, and then I left the little wheels kind of open. And then after I did that, I went ahead and went in with some white paint, and I just kind of painted in and around some of the little highlighted pieces on the truck. You could very faintly see the Happy Valentine's Day that was originally on there, but it doesn't bother me. It's in my house. If you wanted to, you guys could go ahead and paint over the Happy Valentine's Day sign, but I do want to probably just use some of those metal words to put along the front of the truck, and you can see I'm just kind of painting in some of the detail with a little bit of white paint and a little bit of gold paint accent. And now that I've made my little red truck over into a little pink truck, I'm just going to add some of those Dollar Tree styrofoam pink hearts. These come in a huge pack and they're great for craft projects. They go a really long way. They even already have a sticker to the back, so all I did was just go ahead and sticker them on. I am going to add some of these into the truck bed as well with just some pink and white hearts. My idea is to make this a little pink truck holding some glam hearts and glam jewels even. Wouldn't you guys love to have a pink truck driving up to your house delivering pink hearts and jewels? I know I would. Okay, all the silliness aside though, I'm also using some of these wooden hearts. These are just in the crafts section. I kind of wanted to give it a little bit of a 3D effect, and when I add my jewels, I'll have something to kind of adhere to a little bit better. And I also decided to add some wooden hearts into the center of my little pink hearts that are on my tire. I wanted to even add some little bling to the center, but in all my craft craziness, I lost my little tiny bling dots. So here is my large bling, and I get all my bling from totallydazzled.com. They have the most wonderful bling. It's only about $1.50 for these large brooches, and you guys have to check that out. I will definitely leave the link down below. I'm also adding in some of those Dollar Tree pearls. They come in a large bag, and they're separated, so for me they're great for crafting because you don't have to cut them apart. So I'm just using a dab of hot glue, and you guys could also use some E6000 if you really want it to stick on even a little bit better. But I will tell you that I do take apart a lot of my projects at the end of this season. Some of these bling jewels I used during the Christmas holiday, and because I just used hot glue, I just popped them off and I'm reusing them in my Valentine's Day projects, which you guys are going to see throughout this video, kind of how to repurpose and reuse some of the things you already have to make new, fresh, and fabulous decor. So this little pink truck found a spot right next to my mantle and my little faux fireplace here, and I think it is looking oh so dazzling. So excited to have a little pink truck delivering jewels. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to repurpose and reuse this 3-tiered tray that I created again during the Christmas season. So I loved it. It was fabulous. I just used several of the Dollar Tree chargers, and I just glued some of these little candlesticks to create the 3-tiered tray. That is in another DIY. I'll link it for you guys down below. But I'm just taking this chalk paint. I'm going to go ahead and chalk paint over it. And I know if you're a buffalo check plaid lover, please don't throw things at me. It was beautiful for the Christmas season. But again, I'm trying to repurpose and reuse because I think I would just end up storing this. And I thought, well, if I repaint it, then I can just pop it out and it'll be good for really any season. So this white chalk paint worked perfectly, but I will tell you, I did have to use 2 coats on this. So now, since I had that gold paint already out, I'm just going to go ahead and rim around the gold paint. I want this to have kind of a French country effect. So I want to add different layers of paint. I used the gold paint around the edge, which you guys can find craft paint pretty much everywhere. This is the Arteza gold paint. They sent me some different paints to play around with, and I really do love their paints, but again, craft paint will work just fine. So I'm adding a layer of gold, and then to kind of give it more of an aged effect, I'm adding another layer of white over that, and then I'm going to even go in with kind of some darker brown paint just to kind of give it some layers and a little bit more of a faux patina. So here it is again. I added the darker brown, and then I'm going over that with another layer of white paint just to kind of give it that kind of French country vibe. I added this into next to my coffee maker to hold all of my fun little seasonal coffee mugs. I love finding mugs at the thrift store. The Mr. and Mrs. and little heart mug came from the thrift store, and then some of the other mugs came from the Target dollar spot, and I even found this cute little eyelash mug at TJ Maxx. I love to share a good morning coffee with with you guys in the morning on my Instagram story. So I like to have a lot of fun mugs, and I really feel like the thrift stores are the best place to find inexpensive seasonal coffee mugs. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to do a repaint on some of these styrofoam hearts. So I'm just going to take a little bit of gold and white chalk paint mixed together, and I do love these sparkling hearts. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and I'm probably going to use them in these more vibrant colors outside of my home, but for inside of my home I did want to soften them up and also kind of give them that same kind of aged look. So I'm just using the Waverly white chalk paint again, and then I'm going over that with this gold craft paint. I'm going to do layers again in a very similar style that I did in the last repaint. So here it is with just that gold paint. I did some pink ones and some aqua ones just to kind of jazz things up a bit. So here they are in their faux French country fashion. I did some pale pink ones, some pale turquoise, some pale white with those gold accents mixed in with my little antique cherub planter and this little basket of florals. I thought it just looked so fun and fresh for spring. I love all of these pastels. I'm going to be sprinkling some turquoise here and there, or I guess some light aqua. I'm really noticing that seems to be a trend this season. I also want to share with you guys, I have a 5-piece free gift set with a $20 purchase if you need some delicious smelling cleaners. Oh my goodness, check the link down below. So for the next DIY, we're going to repurpose and upcycle this Christmas wreath. I'm going to start out with 3 different Dollar Tree ribbon, and also this ribbon that I found at Michael's on the clearance section. It was a huge roll of ribbon for only $3. So we're going to do an Olivia Bow, and I'm just going to take this ribbon. I'm going to start out with 16-inch long loops. You're going to take your ribbon and loop it over on itself 6 times. So there should be 3 on each side. That's what I'm checking for, as you guys can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and find my center. I want to cut the end off here. I'm not going to do the notches in this ribbon. I want to be able to take this ribbon apart and reuse it for Easter. Otherwise, right here at this point, I would normally cut a tiny notch in each side and then add my pipe cleaner to the center. So if you want to do a classic Olivia Bow, go ahead and go for it, or you can just do it this way. So now I'm using the Dollar Tree ribbon. This is wired ribbon. It's the burlap Dollar Tree ribbon with a little lace in the center. Again, I'm going to do 14 inches long on this one and do 6 loops. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie it off in the center with my little pipe cleaner. For the next one, I only had a little tiny bit of this ribbon, so I'm only doing 1 loop on each side. Again, finding my center and adding it into the center of this bow. Again, I want to be able to reuse this ribbon, so I'm not notching it on this one. My favorite part of making a bow is definitely fluffing it out. I really feel like that's the secret to the bow. And I just was kind of in the beginner stage of fluffing this ribbon because I am going to add it into this big wreath. And so when I add a bow to a wreath, I really end up fluffing it more while it's on the wreath. Comment and let me know if that's what you guys do. So I am dovetailing my ends as well, which means I'm cutting a little triangle upward to give it that really pretty boutique finish. Now I decided I wanted to add some more of that pastel white ribbon into the center of this. This is in the Christmas clearance section right now at Michael's. It is a white lace ribbon and it has a little bit of gold edging, which doesn't bother me a bit for the price. I believe I got 50 yards for $3. It was on super clearance. I believe their clearance right now is 70% off, and then it's even going to go to 90% off. So I'm super excited about that. I love ribbon. So I just did 4 loops loops on this one, and I did an even smaller one. So this is going to be about 10 inches long. So we started out with 16 inches, 14 inches, 12, and then 10. And here's how the bow is going to look on the wreath. I love to go over the top, you guys. I go crazy adding a ton of goodies. This is my style. You guys could definitely use less ribbon if you wanted, and also customize your ribbon colors and choices to your decor and what you absolutely love. Now it's time to make our wreath. I'm repurposing this Christmas wreath. I'm using 4 rolls of deco mesh. I'm just taking this evergreen wreath and I'm crossing the mesh over on itself, and I'm pulling out about 8 to 10 inch loops. This does not have to be perfect with this mesh. Basically what you guys want to do is just cover up all that evergreen. So pull out about 8 to 10 inch loops and then cross the evergreen over on itself, and then continue to work around the wreath. Now I'm using some of the white Dollar Tree deco mesh. Again, I used 4 rolls of mesh for this project, 2 white and 2 pink, but use whatever suits your fancy and whatever colors that you're going for. So I'm just continuing to kind of loop the white ribbon in and around the spots where the pink ribbon wasn't. And so I just used the entire roll, again, just kind of looping those evergreen branches over on themselves. And you guys can tell this doesn't have to be perfect at all. Now I'm going in again with the pink mesh, and I just want to show you guys this part. It is a little bit repetitive here, but just for those of you that are new to wreath making, just so you guys kind of know just kind of how to, you're just going to weave the mesh in and around the different little spots here. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just kind of choosing spaces and holes that have not been covered, and I'm just going round and round the wreath, pulling about 8 to 10 inch loops out, and then looping that evergreen over on itself until I get to the end of that mesh roll. And then I'm going to add in another layer of white mesh. Now I'm taking this Dollar Tree Happy Valentine's Day sign. It's kind of that big tag sign. I love it. I attached it at the top of my wreath, and now I'm just going to go ahead and attach my big boutique fluffy bow. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in some roses. So I'm adding a dab of hot glue to the ends of my florals. I'm using some of these pink Dollar Tree roses. I used some red ones, some cream colored ones, and also some really pretty pale pink hydrangeas. Now the hydrangeas came in a bundle of florals that I got at a garage sale, but also check Dollar Tree. They do put out some really pretty beautiful florals for spring. Now I'm taking one of those hearts that we had painted and repurposed, and I'm just adding that in. And then I decided to add in some greenery. This is just the lamb's ear. You get it on a loop at Walmart. I believe it's $2 for a big loop of it. And now I'm adding in another bow to the base of the wreath to just kind of fill it out just a little bit. I did add some more ribbon to the top. And then if you guys look closely, I repurposed some of the evergreen that I used from Dollar Tree and some of my winter DIYs, my Christmas DIYs. You can see it right there at the bottom, just to kind of give it a little bit of sparkle and shine and some greenery. So definitely check your greenery stash. It doesn't have to be all new foliage. You guys can use a lot of what you may have used last year. To be totally honest with you guys, I was shocked that I had so much in my stash already. I really was going to run to the craft store and buy a bunch of new stuff, but I didn't end up needing it. So this was everything that I already had on hand as far as florals were concerned from last year. I did buy a little bit of new roses though from Dollar Tree this season, just so I had some new goodies. But definitely check your stash. If you guys are like me and you're a big crafter, you may have more than what you already need. And so here it is, just a little overview of my holiday new Valentine's Day living room. I popped that wreath in up above my mirror, and then here is just kind of a peek around my dining room. I shared with you guys this wreath in another video, as well as how to do that banner. And then I moved some of my florals to my entryway table, which I cannot wait to share more of my Valentine's home with you guys. So here is my thrift store / bargain bin outfit of the day. I found this really pretty pink floral top on the Belk clearance sale. It was $8. It was actually in the junior section, so I just sized up. And then I found this black sweater at the Goodwill.
I paired it with my little Walmart leggings and then my Walmart boots. I suggest putting some of the Dr. Scholl insoles into some of the Walmart shoes if you guys have problems with your feet. That really helps mine out a lot. And then I just found these little earrings at the thrift store. Again, kind of that oversized, chunky 90s feel. And then this bracelet also I found at the thrift store. I like to check out my thrift store for jewelry. The nicer thrift stores especially can kind of have some fun, inexpensive jewelry options. And it's just a good way to change things up. So this is kind of how I'm styling this for the winter season. When it gets to be spring, I'll change the overlay top out for like a white top and some sandals, and then probably maybe do like a skinny jean instead of the black leggings. So I just love, I think, the soft pink colors. It gives me some colors and it feels kind of romantic since we are coming up on Valentine's Day. So there you guys have it, my thrift store outfit of the day.
Quick recap of my Home Sweet Home series. We did 3 DIY French farmhouse decor crafts as well as 6 winter glam. We did a DIY trash to treasure flea market project for my mantle, 10 DIYs for Christmas recap as well as cooking, 6 DIYs free after Christmas takedown, a huge awesome Dollar Tree Valentine's Day haul, and a bunch of Dollar Tree Valentine's Day wreaths and florals already. So definitely check it out. I'm going to link it down below for you.
So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. I feel like crafting and decorating is so good for your heart and soul. I just want to encourage you all to keep up the good work crafting and decorating away. It does not have to be perfect, you guys. Everything is a work in progress, and as Bob Ross say, it may just be a happy little accident. So thank you guys again. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you are new. I love your kind words and support. I read all of your comments and you guys truly mean the world to me. If you guys like to share pictures of your home decor or your little DIY projects, pop on over to my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page. It's totally free to join. It is such a wonderful, kind community over there with people just posting pictures of their crafty decor projects, DIYs, home decor, and you guys inspire me. So thank you. I read all of your posts and comments, and I just want to thank you for being such a kind and wonderful community over there. I also have an Olivia's Romantic Home Instagram page if you guys want to connect with me. I say good morning to you guys every morning on my Instagram story with a little good morning cup of coffee. And also, if you guys want to see behind the scenes of what I'm working on or just fun little things that I have going on in my life, I do share fun stories over there and also some little mini videos of some of my crafts. So thank you guys again. I'm hugging you all so tight. I'm wishing you a gorgeous, blessed day. We have so many fun projects for the new year of 2020. I want you guys to look forward to it with so much joy, and I just want to give you guys a hug again. I love you to the moon and back. Remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. Until the next video, we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.